Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I am super excited to share today's experiment with you because I guarantee this will blow your mind. If you're a plant lover or someone who's just into trying out cool hacks for your home, this video is for you. So here's the deal. I watered my plants with rice wash for a whole week, and what happened next is something you won't believe. I'm talking about some seriously impressive results, and I can't wait to show you all the crazy transformations my plants went through. I know it sounds a little unusual. I mean, how often do you think about the water you use to rinse your rice, right? Usually we just dump it out and move on with our day. But get this. Rice wash, that leftover water from rinsing your rice, is actually packed with nutrients that could do wonders for your plants. I mean, who knew that something we usually throw away could be a miracle for our greenery? So I decided to take a leap and test it out. No fancy plant food, no expensive fertilizers, just rice wash. And the results? They're insane. I'm not going to spoil it for you just yet, but let's just say my plants are looking better than ever, and I am so pumped to share it all with you. Now, I want you to stick around because this is more than just about saving money. It's about discovering simple, everyday things that you can use to take care of your plants. It's all about working smarter, not harder, and giving your plants what they actually need in the most natural and accessible way possible. So if you've ever wondered if there's an easy, inexpensive way to help your plants grow faster and healthier, this is it. Rice wash could be your new best friend. But before I get ahead of myself, I know you're probably wondering why rice wash. That's a fair question. It sounds kind of random, right? Well, let me explain. Rice wash is more than just water with some starch in it. It's actually loaded with essential nutrients like potassium, phosphorus, magnesium, and other vitamins that are great for plant health. And here's the best part. Rice wash is completely free. Yes, you heard me right. All you need is some leftover water from rinsing your rice. I decided to give it a try because, like many of you, I'm always looking for ways to make my plant care routine easier, more sustainable, and budget-friendly. And honestly, after hearing all the benefits rice wash has for plants, I thought, why not? So I've been experimenting with this for a week now, and trust me, the results are too good not to share. If you've been struggling with your plants not growing fast enough, or they just don't seem to be thriving, this could be exactly what you need. But before we dive into the results, I want you to hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. Trust me, you'll want to stay updated on all the future tips and tricks I have for keeping your plants happy and healthy. Alright, enough talking. Let's jump into it. Get ready to see some real plant magic happening right before your eyes. So before we dive into the mind-blowing results, let's first break down exactly what rice wash is and why it's so special. You may have heard of it before, or maybe you've been tossing that water down the drain without thinking twice. But after today, you'll never look at rice wash the same way again. Rice wash is simply the water that you use to rinse your rice before cooking it. If you've ever washed rice, you probably know that the water turns cloudy and milky. That's because it's full of starch from the rice. But here's the thing. Not only is rice wash full of starch, but it's also packed with vitamins, minerals, and nutrients that are extremely beneficial for plants. Think of it as nature's free fertilizer, straight from your kitchen. It's one of those kitchen hacks you probably never thought to use, but it's incredibly effective. Now you might be asking, why rice wash? And I totally get that. It sounds kind of random, right? Well, let me explain. Rice itself is packed with essential nutrients like potassium, phosphorus, magnesium, and nitrogen. When you rinse it, a lot of these nutrients leach into the water. The rice wash becomes this nutrient-rich natural liquid that's perfect for feeding your plants. It's kind of like a superfood drink for your greenery. I know, it sounds too good to be true, but I promise you, it's backed by some solid science. Let's talk about a few of the nutrients you'll find in rice wash. First up is potassium. Potassium is a key nutrient for plant growth. It helps with root development and enhances the plant's ability to withstand stress, like drought or disease. Then there's phosphorus, which is vital for the formation of flowers and fruits. Phosphorus helps plants develop strong roots, and it encourages overall healthy growth. There's also magnesium, which is great for photosynthesis, helping your plants turn sunlight into energy, making them more vibrant and productive. On top of all that, rice wash contains vitamins like B1 and B2, which help with overall plant health. This means that by using rice wash, you're not just giving your plants a drink, you're actually providing them with the essential nutrients they need to thrive. The best part? It's all natural. No chemicals, no artificial fertilizers, and no additives. But wait, there's more. It's not just about the nutrients. Rice wash also helps retain moisture in the soil. Because it's a little thicker than regular water, it helps keep the soil moist for longer periods. This is especially useful during the hotter months or if you live in a dry climate where your plants tend to dry out quickly, and you don't need a ton of it to make a difference. Just a little bit goes a long way in improving the soil's health and giving your plants the nutrients they need to grow stronger and faster. Now, I know what you're probably thinking. Okay, but what about all the other options for plant care? You might be wondering if rice wash is better than regular water or store-bought fertilizers. And while traditional fertilizers are definitely effective, they can also be loaded with chemicals that could harm your plants or the environment in the long run. Plus, they're often pretty expensive. Rice wash, on the other hand, is not only a cheaper alternative, it's completely free and easy to use. So, what does this mean for your plants? Essentially, rice wash gives your plants everything they need to grow strong, healthy, and vibrant without the harmful chemicals or hefty price tag. And if you're anything like me, you probably don't want to spend a ton of money on expensive plant food when you've got a perfectly good natural alternative sitting right in your kitchen. If this sounds like something you want to try, trust me, you won't regret it. And don't worry, I'll show you exactly how I used it, and you'll be amazed by what happens next. Okay, so enough talking about the science and benefits. Let's get to the fun part, the results. After using rice wash to water my plants for an entire week, I couldn't wait to see what would happen. I was skeptical at first, just like most of you probably are. But let me tell you, the transformation was nothing short of amazing. Let's start with the leaves. One of the first things I noticed was how much greener and shinier they became. I mean, it was like they were glowing. I've had my fair share of plants, and I know that when they're not getting the right nutrients, the leaves can start looking dull, yellowish, and just sad. But after just a couple of days of rice wash watering, my plants' leaves were turning this vibrant, lush green. It was like they'd been given an energy drink, but all natural. The colors were so rich I almost couldn't believe it was the same plant. And the best part? They weren't just greener, they were healthier too. Normally, my plants would get a little droopy in between waterings, but after using rice wash, I noticed that they were standing up straighter, looking perkier, and just generally more alive. It was clear they were getting something they really needed. Even the most stubborn plants, which I had thought were beyond saving, started looking better. The leaves perked up, and the overall plant seemed so much more vibrant. I mean, we're talking about a noticeable difference here, but it didn't stop there. The growth rate was something I didn't expect to see as quickly as I did. For example, one of my houseplants, let's call it my slow grower, started pushing out new leaves faster than usual. Normally, this plant would take weeks to put out even one new leaf, but within just a few days of using rice wash, I could see 2 or 3 new shoots sprouting up. The growth was not only quicker but stronger as well. The stems became thicker and the plant just seemed to have this extra burst of energy. It was like it was being fed a high-powered boost of nutrients that it had been missing all along. And here's something I never thought would happen, the roots. Normally I don't pay much attention to the roots, but I noticed they started developing much faster, and they looked thicker and more robust. I could see them reaching deeper into the soil, almost like they were searching for more nutrients. It was honestly pretty cool to see them thriving so much better after just a week of rice wash watering. It made me realize just how important those nutrients in the rice wash were to the overall health of the plants. Not just the leaves and stems, but everything. You guys, I was genuinely blown away by how well this worked. Rice wash was really doing its magic, and I couldn't believe how simple and cheap the solution was. You don't need a fancy, expensive fertilizer. You don't even need to leave your house to get this. Just rinse some rice, save that water, and you've got yourself a plant booster that costs you nothing. One thing I also noticed is that the plants seem to be more resilient too. If you're a plant parent like me, you know that sometimes plants get a little stressed when you move them around or change their environment. They can start wilting or even drop leaves. But after using rice wash, my plants seemed to bounce back faster from any stressors. It was like they had this extra immunity against the usual plant struggles. I'm telling you, rice wash is like a secret weapon for your plants. All in all, the results were shocking in the best way possible. In just a week, my plants went from looking a little lackluster to thriving. The greens were more vibrant, the growth was rapid, and everything just looked so much healthier. I couldn't believe how much better they looked. I mean, we all know how picky plants can be, but rice wash seems to be the perfect secret sauce they've been waiting for. So, if you've got some plants that aren't doing as well as you'd like, or if you just want to give them that little extra boost to make them flourish, rice wash is definitely something you need to try. You won't believe what it can do for your plants. So the big question you're probably asking right now is it worth it? After all, rice wash sounds like one of those things that could either be a total game changer or just a fun experiment that doesn't really work. But after a full week of using it, I can confidently say, yes, it's absolutely worth it. Let's break it down. First of all, rice wash is completely free. You're literally using water that would otherwise go straight down the drain. I mean, who would have thought that the leftover water from rinsing rice could be turned into a powerhouse of nutrients for your plants? No fancy, expensive fertilizers needed, no complicated steps. Just rinse your rice and use the water. It doesn't get simpler than that. But it's not just about saving money, it's about the quality of the results. After trying rice wash, I can honestly say that the difference in my plants was remarkable. The vibrant green leaves, faster growth, and stronger roots were all signs that rice wash really works. It's like nature's secret plant food, packed with everything your plants need to thrive. The fact that it's natural, chemical-free, and so easy to use is just the cherry on top. One of the biggest advantages of using rice wash is that it's safe for your plants. Many store-bought fertilizers can sometimes contain harsh chemicals that could harm your plants or the environment. If you're someone who's trying to be more eco-friendly or just prefers to use natural solutions, rice wash is an amazing alternative. It's gentle on your plants, yet it's packed with nutrients they love. Plus, it's great for the soil. I noticed that the rice wash didn't just feed the plants, it also helped improve the soil by retaining moisture and making it richer in nutrients. But the thing that really made me fall in love with rice wash is how low maintenance it is. You don't need to mix it with anything else, and you don't need to worry about measuring or over-fertilizing. You just use it like regular water. It's the perfect solution for anyone who wants a more hands-off approach to plant care but still wants to see results. And if you're someone who often forgets to water your plants or doesn't want to spend a ton of time fussing over them, this is the perfect hack for you. Now, of course, I'm not saying you should ditch all other plant care methods and just use rice wash forever. It's not a miracle cure-all for every plant problem. For example, some plants might still need specific nutrients that rice wash doesn't provide. And if you're dealing with major pest or disease issues, rice wash won't solve that. But for a quick, simple, and natural way to boost your plant's health, rice wash is an absolute win. Personally, I think the results are definitely worth it. It's so easy to make rice wash a part of your plant care routine, and the improvements I've seen in my plants are undeniable. It's like giving them a natural energy shot that helps them thrive. If you're someone who loves experimenting with new plant care tips, or if you're just looking for a way to give your plants a little extra TLC, rice wash is totally worth trying. Before I wrap up, I want to hear from you. Have you tried using rice wash on your plants before? What results did you see? Or are you planning to try it after hearing all of this? Drop a comment below and let me know your thoughts. And if you've enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe for more awesome plant care tips. Alright, that's it for today's video. I hope you're as excited to try this out as I was. Until next time, keep those plants healthy, happy, and thriving. And I'll see you in the next one. Now let me show you exactly how I prepare and use rice wash for the best results. First, you can use any type of rice: white rice, brown rice, jasmine rice. They all work great. The key is to rinse the rice 2-3 times until the water becomes nice and cloudy. Don't over-rinse because you want to keep those nutrients in the water. You can store rice wash in the refrigerator for up to a week, or use it fresh right after washing your rice. For sensitive plants, you might want to dilute it one with regular water, but most plants can handle it full strength. I recommend using rice wash once or twice a week, alternating with regular water to avoid over-fertilizing. I tried this on different types of plants: houseplants, herbs, even some outdoor garden plants, and they all responded positively. My herbs became more fragrant and grew bushier leaves after just a few treatments. Even my flowering plants produced more vibrant blooms and seemed to flower for longer periods. One thing to watch out for is overwatering. Rice wash doesn't replace good drainage and proper watering schedules. Look for signs like perkier leaves, new growth, and stronger stems. These usually appear within 3-5 days of starting treatment. If you notice the leaves becoming too dark green or growing too rapidly, you might want to reduce the frequency or dilute the rice wash more. You know, being a plant parent is such a rewarding journey, and finding simple hacks like this makes it even more enjoyable. This is exactly the kind of sustainable practice that makes gardening accessible to everyone, regardless of budget or experience level. If I can achieve these results in just 1 week, imagine what you could accomplish with your plants. I challenge you to try this for 1 week with your plants and see the difference for yourself. And don't forget to share your before and after photos in the comments. I love seeing your plant transformations. We're building an amazing community of plant lovers here, and your experiences help everyone learn and grow together. Next week, I'll be testing another kitchen waste hack that could revolutionize how you feed your plants. You won't want to miss it. So make sure you're subscribed and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of our plant care experiments. Remember, the best plant care solutions are often the simplest ones. Until next time, happy gardening!